already shared with the congregation, I want to give a different perspective on today's message. So, as you know, that Moody Founders Week occurred a couple of weeks back, and Dr. Michael Easley preached a message about heaven is your real home. And I was so affected by that message from Dr. Michael Easley that I thought, I want to re-preach that in my own way to this family here. So I'm not just going to repeat everything Michael Easley shared. I'm going to preach the way the Spirit has given me that message about heaven being your real home, because the theme of hope is our ultimate hope is in Christ and getting home to heaven. It is not this present age that we place our ultimate hope in. It's hoping in Christ and getting to our real true home, which is heaven. I want to read this, and then I got a lot to share, family, so I need to get into the message. But let me read from 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. It's not a part of the official message, but it's a reminder about today's message. Today's message is a loving reminder about heaven being your real home. And Peter says, he writes the same way I try to preach. And let me read it and just explain, and then I'll get the message. But Peter, in 2 Peter 3, verse 1 says, "Dear friends, this is now my second letter to you. I've written both of them as reminders to stimulate you to wholesome thinking." And family, friends, that's my heart for you. Most of what I share when I preach, I don't think it's anything like brand new that you never heard. But my preaching ministry is the way Peter writes his letters. He says, I'm writing just to remind you. Today's message is a loving reminder. It might not be anything new you've heard, but sometimes we just need a reminder from God in His Word of how He wants us to live our lives. And that's what I thought about with today's message. I think, going on 10 years here as a pastor, I largely want to use the word as a reminder to stimulate you into godly living and encouraging behavior as to how we are to affect this present generation. So I just want to share that point, but let me get into the message because I kind of have a lot to share. The passage is 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 1 to 13. The reminder is that we're living for heaven, our true home. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to God's elect, exiles scattered throughout the provinces of Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, who have been chosen according to the foreknowledge of God the Father, through the sanctifying work of the Spirit, to be obedient to Jesus Christ and sprinkled with His blood. Grace and peace be yours in abundance. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In His great mercy, He has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, and into an inheritance that can never perish, spoil, or fade. This inheritance is kept in heaven for you, who through faith are shielded by God's power into the coming of the salvation that is ready to be revealed in the last time. And in all this you greatly rejoice, though now, for a little while, you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials. These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, which is greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. Though you have not seen Him, you love Him. Even though you do not see Him now, you believe in Him and are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy, for you are receiving the end result of your faith, the salvation of your souls. And concerning this salvation, the prophets who spoke of the grace that was to come to you searched intently and with the greatest of care, trying to find out the time and circumstances to which the Spirit of Christ in them was pointing when He predicted the sufferings of the Messiah and the glories that would follow. And it was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves, but you, when they spoke of the things that have now been told to you by those who have preached the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven. Even angels long to look into these things. Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at His coming. So I begin by sharing that God is not opposed to prosperity. This may seem like an interesting angle to take, but I promise to do the best I can and to give you this simple point of heaven being your real home. God is not opposed to prosperity. I share that because I want to be sure that I'm not standing here week after week just saying, you got to suffer for Christ. That's not my aim is, we're just going to go through suffering and trials and tribulation. My aim is to give biblical theology and practical Christian living. So I'm going to talk about suffering, but I wanted to give a reminder that God isn't opposed to prosperity. Psalm 25, 12, 13. Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct them in the ways they should choose. They will spend their days in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Bible makes it clear God's not opposed to prosperity, but I want to give you a perspective that helped shape today's message based on last week's Sunday school. Jamin asked the question that I'm putting before you today. It was essentially, when you experience a season of prosperity or things seem to be going well, what do you do to pass that on to others? Like if you get, I don't know, a pay raise, you made a bunch of money, more than you usually make, what can you do to pass that on to others? What can you do in a time or season of prosperity to bless others? When Jamin asked the question, we had one of those silent moments in the group. It seemed like everybody was kind of scratching their heads to respond to that question of what do you do when you're having a season of prosperity. Rourke gave a great response about ministering to others like down in the city and blessing them. But for the most part, when Jamin asked the question, what do you do in a season of prosperity to bless others, we were kind of scratching our heads until Michael Concepcion finally spoke up, and I think he kind of spoke up for those who were silent. He said, I'm struggling with the question, Jamin, because it seems like God is always putting me through something. He said, it seems like it always just God saying, okay, Michael, I got to work on you in this area. Okay, now I got to deal with this. And you know how, like, when you're quiet and somebody speaks up, and then the whole group kind of exhales because they're like basically saying, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because that's exactly what I said in response. I was like, I know God's not opposed to prosperity, but it seems like God's always taking me and saying, Craig, I love you, but I got to work on this area now, okay? I got to get you stronger. I got to discipline you. And so I wanted to begin the message by saying God's not opposed to prosperity, but if you read Psalm 25, the psalmist here said the saints will inherit the land and they'll live their days in prosperity. But this prosperity is to dwell with ease and not being afraid of harm or wrongdoing, because God is your sanctuary. God is your refuge. If you read Psalm 25, right after the psalmist says they will spend their days in prosperity, you know what he says next? Oh Lord, deliver me from affliction. Help me in my trials. Help me in turmoil. And he finally, at the end of Psalm 25, he cries out and says, Lord, deliver Israel from all of her troubles. And as I thought about the dynamic of prosperity in Psalm 25 and all of Scripture, I realized God's not opposed to prosperity, but the truth of Scripture is hardship is going to come. And you may find yourself oftentimes walking out Christianity, just being like the psalmist saying, Lord, deliver me from this illness. Deliver me from affliction. Deliver me from this broken relationship. Did we not begin prayer by sharing, for the most part, all of these things, some praises, but many requests for deliverance? That's the reality of the Christian journey. Even if we experience prosperity, a lot of life is God, help. God, deliver. God, I need your hand in this matter. And that's where this next 2 points is really 2 reminders. First, Christians, remember your pause, Craig. Remember, you're not yet home. You're not yet in your true home. This passage here from Peter is something I want to get your response, because I want to challenge you on